we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you a special presentation of
Two Nerds, a podcast. Your home for everything movies, music, video games, and everything in between. With your hosts, Bunny the Bruiser, and Dynamite Jared Latching.
How's it going, everyone? And we are back with another episode of Two Nerds, a podcast, the long-awaited return. If you have forgotten, we are Two Nerds. This is a podcast. Those are the gates of heaven opening up. You can hear the angelic cries of the patron saints and everything. I'm Bunny the Bruiser, that's me. Who are you? Who are you? Who is this guy? What's he doing?
I'm Dave.
Oh, hey, Dave.
How's it going?
Blacking.
Dynamite Jared's out sick this week, and
We got Davey boy.
he couldn't be bothered to make it back to the much anticipated return of Two Nerds, a podcast. But I am here with my hot takes and edgy opinions to provide to the podcast.
Yeah. So, Dave, I know you've been in a lot of contact with Jared. What's he been up to the past couple weeks, man?
Well,
it was our spring break hiatus. We were gone for about a month, and I know Dynamite Jared's been out on the town doing some crazy shit.
Yeah, he's been playing pool, and he's been hating his life. That's
That's about it.
Life sucks. That's why he's still not here. He's mentally ill. He's not physically ill.
Well, I heard he was still in line trying to get
I'm Dynamite Jared.
Oh, you're back.
I'm back for Two Nerds, a podcast, the much anticipated return. It's great to be back. I see you in the comment section, no star reviews. We know you've been waiting for this moment for an entire month, but we are back, and we have plenty of things to talk about.
Yes.
It's been a month, and let's just hop right into it, guys.
All right, where are we starting?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, you call the match. I just do all the high spots.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. Well, I was going to inform people what we've been up to the past month.
Well, what have you been up to the past month, buddy? You did something exciting, so why don't you share that?
Well, no, I mean, I went to California. I've been, I don't know. I was coming to you live from the mean streets of Los Angeles. Was hanging out with Steve.
Into the rattlesnake.
I did not run into the rattlesnake, but I ran into his brewery with his photo on the wall and the autograph and stuff.
Oh,
he was not there.
His brewery there?
Well, where's fucking Broken Skull IPA is at?
It's, oh god, I can't even remember what the fucking name is.
El Segundo.
El Segundo.
Yeah, I had to make a stop.
Wouldn't it be El Segundo?
It might be. I don't know.
El Segundo.
The popular dialect. But yeah, I made an appearance there. He was not in attendance, unfortunately.
Because guess what?
He was in fucking Cleveland.
He was in your town.
He was with fucking Baker Mayfield.
Places.
Yeah. We traded places. But yeah, it was fucking cool.
So what else? You went to Disneyland.
Went to Disneyland, yes.
No trip of any sort is complete without you going to some sort of Disney.
It's only if in Florida or California. I've only been on 2 trips recently, and yes, one was in Florida, one was in California. So
yeah, well, your last 20 trips before that were all to Florida to go to Disney World.
When I was like a child, yeah. But I mean, I've been to Vegas.
No,
I've been to Vegas.
Definitely went to Disney World a couple years ago.
That's what I'm talking about.
You weren't a child then.
No, I'm saying prior to that, the only vacations I've been on recently were those 2 trips. And there you have a penny on your forehead.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, that was cool. I was there for like a week and then came back and just getting back to the grind. And yeah, that's about it.
So where all did you go in California?
So we stayed in Riverside, which is like an hour and a half outside of LA. So we went to like What the fuck's that beach called? Santa Monica. Went to there. Then Disneyland was the second day. Then the third day was my cousin's wedding, which was the reason why we went to California. And then the last day we went to Newport Beach. Huh?
Disneyland was the real reason.
Sure.
Disneyland was the real reason. The cousin's wedding was like the excuse.
Sure.
All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's fine. I mean, there's not too much to say about it. Then just came back to Ohio, saw Avengers, then saw Pokemon today, which we'll probably talk about next week once you see it, if you see it. So
I plan on seeing it. I'll go see it. I'll see it this weekend, maybe.
Yeah.
Is it playing in Beulah? Do you know? Did you look it up for me?
I would imagine it's playing in Beulah. It's the big release this weekend, so I would imagine so.
So you didn't get to hop on up to San Fran?
No.
How'd that traffic treat you? How'd you like the LA traffic?
Oh, it fucking blew. And of course, my aunt got the rental car for us, but she only put me on it, so I was the one that
couldn't drive.
Well, Emily's not old enough to be on it anyway.
Okay.
But basically, I had to drive around me and my entire family the whole time, so that sucked. But what are you gonna do?
So I'll probably go see Detective Pikachu tomorrow. Motherfucker. In 3D though?
They don't have a 2D version?
They do, but it doesn't play till 7:30. And I get out of work at like 1 tomorrow. So I could see it in 3D at 4:45. I don't even like paying the extra to see 3D because honestly, the glasses darken the picture.
Yeah.
For me, and I like to have the full brightness.
Right. Yeah.
So, oh, did you see it in 3D?
No, I never see anything in 3D. I might see one of the films we're talking about later in IMAX because I'm actually close enough to an IMAX theater, but
oh.
You know the deal.
Godzilla?
Duh. Yeah, I'm gonna go see It Chapter 2 in IMAX.
Okay. Okay, buddy. I mean, isn't there another movie? No, it was a game trailer.
No, I'm gonna go place Final Fantasy VII in an IMAX theater.
That would be awesome. I'd be super into that.
Yeah, if that was a possibility. Yeah.
I mean, since you live close enough, it's probably worth it. I drove out like 2 hours to an IMAX theater to see that first Godzilla in IMAX, and it was just like not worth it at all to have like another 3 feet on like each side of the screen, basically.
Yeah. Did it feel like you were fucking moving around and shit, or no?
No.
Oh, it doesn't feel like that?
No, it's not like the science. It's not like the Science Center dome.
Oh, I've heard that just like the size of the theater makes you feel like you're there and shit.
No, it was.
No, I've never done it before, so I mean, I don't know.
Well, I guess you will when Godzilla comes out.
Yeah.
May 31st.
May 31st. It's coming up. It's coming up soon.
So yeah, buddy, while you were having a great old time in LA, Los Angeles, in the El Segundo Brewing Company, did you drink one of Stone Cold's beers?
I brought one back.
You didn't drink one?
No, I haven't drank it yet.
You're going to drink it though?
I would imagine. I mean, I'm not gonna let it go to waste.
Well, I mean, I want one, but I'm not going to drink it. Like I would just like display it somewhere.
Yeah.
Shout out to Baka Bootlegs.
Oh, you got yours?
Well, I'm sponsored. I'm sponsored by Baka Bootlegs.
Oh, I gotcha.
So I kind of, this was just shit pro bono to me. Shout out to Baka Bootlegs. Go check out the merch on Instagram, I think.
I believe there's a Twitter as well, but yeah, Instagram is the main.
And then there's also the
Crip swag.
Crip Swag, thank you. Jesus Christ. I knew it was Crypt something. Crip Swag if you're into the horror movies. So if you're not into horror movies and you're also not into anime
What are
for
you
the
doing?
Bucket Bootlegs, what are you doing listening to this show?
Yeah.
Just go somewhere else because we don't talk too much about Marvel movies here.
No.
But I guess we will talk about a particular Marvel movie since it can't be avoided. Let's just jump into that. Give us your thoughts on Avengers Endgame.
So here's the deal.
I didn't see it. I read the spoilers.
I thought it was good. I mean, it was fine. It is what it is. I mean, I was whelmed. I was not overwhelmed. I was not underwhelmed.
Midnight Miles gave it 4 stars, buddy.
Of course he did.
4 stars.
Here's the thing, and
Nobody talks more shit on Marvel movies than Midnight Miles.
Does he really?
4 stars. He was overwhelmed.
Here's the thing. I didn't even think it was as good as the last one.
Ooh.
The Infinity War. But I don't know. I guess it's all opinion. But here's my thing. As everyone knows, and as you know, I'm not the biggest fan of these movies. I think they're very overrated, and I want them to stop. But in spite of that, I think that this Infinity thing should have been a trilogy and not just 2 movies, because this one was a bit rushed. And for a 3-hour movie, it's crazy to think that it's rushed. But literally, the fucking coolest part of the movie was done and over with in like a half hour, when you could have done the whole second part of the movie as that. And it's like insane.
Well, damn. That's the first time I've heard anyone say rushed. The only thing I've seen on the internet...
It was fucking rushed.
The only thing I've ever seen on the internet so far is Absolute Perfection, the greatest movie I've ever seen.
No, not even close. Literally, I'm going to spoil it for you because you already read the spoilers.
I already read the spoilers.
And for those of you
spoiler warning. Go ahead and skip ahead in this video about 5 minutes.
Yeah, or maybe not even... So basically, they need to get the Infinity Stones back before Thanos does his snap, or whatever. So they go back in time throughout the other movies to get them back, which you could have had your whole movie be that. Them time traveling and going in the other movies, trying not to run into your past self like some fucking Back to the Future Trunks arc shit. They could have done that for the whole movie, but it was done and over with in a half hour. And that was like the coolest part of the whole thing. The rest was just like stuff you could have saved for a third movie if you did a third movie. And everyone who thought that they weren't coming back, the ones that died in the previous one, is a fucking idiot, because they already had announced that all these other movies were coming out, as we predicted last year. Black Panther 2 is fucking coming out. You know how much fucking money that movie made? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and speaking of that, of Black Panther and movies coming out, the new Spider-Man trailer dropped.
It did, yeah. We forgot about that, yeah.
And so it was finally revealed to not be a prequel, which I kind of assumed since it was coming out after Endgame,
Yes.
But they kept it kind of ambiguous before Endgame came out. Now they've released the whole new trailer with the intro from Tom Holland, and he's, don't watch if you haven't seen Endgame. Don't spoil, which is like a whole meme now. Don't spoil the Endgame.
Yeah.
But yes, there's big shocker here. Everybody comes back in Endgame, even though you can literally just go on IMDb and look at the cast and literally see that like all the people that died
are in the movie. Or and fucking Disney released their schedule for what, 2027, and all these characters are coming back except for the 2 that aren't, obviously, but 2 or 3 that aren't. Yeah.
Way to keep it ambiguous there.
Yeah.
So there's 2 people that are not returning. Go see Endgame. Everyone's seen. I'm the only person left on the planet that hasn't seen this fucking movie.
Yeah, the box office is reflecting that. Even James Cameron has given a tip to the hat. It's the fucking second highest grossing movie ever.
Yep. And it'll take number one, right? Because that's
it'll overtake Avatar for sure.
So I saw an interesting tweet the other day. I can't remember if you retweeted it or not, about the cultural impact of Avatar and how it's like not that much.
I didn't retweet that, but I do agree because I did not care about Avatar and I didn't actually see it until about a year ago.
Well, it's not. It's setting personal opinion aside. This is the number one grossing movie of all time,
right?
And its cultural impact
is non-existent.
Is like pales in comparison. I won't say non-existent because every now and then people are like they'll say something about Avatar or whatever, but by that token, Avatar is not really getting parodied by Family Guy or anything anymore these days. You know what I mean? So,
no.
Whereas like it wouldn't be out of place to have like a Terminator 2 parody on a new episode of Family Guy still to this day. So, yeah, so it's kind of crazy to me. Endgame will definitely take it over, which I guess it doesn't really matter, but at least at this point it's a movie that will have and has already had a much bigger cultural impact. Yeah. A franchise that's had a much bigger cultural impact than Avatar.
Right.
It also helps that it's a fucking franchise that has existed for decades and decades. And people just are now realizing, I hate to be that comic nerd guy because I don't even read Avengers, but this has been going on for a while now, guys.
Yeah.
This is just a movie.
And Endgame was better than Avatar. So
oh,
I mean the effects are good in Avatar, but I mean like it's like 3 hours of
coming out soon.
If James Cameron wants his top spot back, he needs to make his own cinematic universe where all of his movies come together and you see like the T-1000 fighting alongside fucking Jack from Titanic or some shit.
James Cameron doesn't need first off, James Cameron's never getting the top spot back. He's just not getting the top spot back. I mean, the guy's like one of the greatest of all time, but he's just not as relevant now as he once was.
No.
And let's just, I mean, the dude had the top 2 grossing movies of all time.
Right.
At one point. So, I mean, like, there you go. I don't know.
He's still got the second and third place spot, so.
No, the first and third place at this moment. And he will have the second and third.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. Right now.
You think that will ever be replicated? The same director having the top 2 spots in 2 movies that aren't from the same franchise. I
doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think that will. I mean, I guess it could.
I mean, unless the Russo brothers
is all this adjusted for inflation? Did Avatar really sell as many tickets as Titanic?
I think so. I don't really know.
I have a hard time believing it. But maybe that's just because of the weird cultural impact thing, because Titanic had a huge cultural impact. To this day, they still have the fucking Titanic memes for like all the sports. Like anytime, a team loses basically in the playoffs, you get the Titanic song.
Yeah.
Like.
I'm looking up highest grossing movie with inflation right now.
All right.
I know Snow White is up there.
With inflation.
Yes. I mean, it was the first animated movie ever. All right. So this article just came out.
Okay.
So it says number 1's Gone with the Wind. Star Wars, Sound of Music. And the article isn't loading. Bunch of crap. E.T. Titanic's number 5, sitting at the number 5th place. 10 Commandments, Jaws. Dr. Zhivago?
Dr. Zhivago, man.
Yeah.
That's an all-time classic, buddy. How do you...
Literally never heard of that in my life.
Classes, you never heard of that?
I've never heard of that in my entire life.
Wow, I've never seen it. I figured that you would have watched it at school or something.
No, never heard of it. Number 9 is The Exorcist, and number 10 is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
That's an interesting list. Listen, okay. Gone with the Wind is number 1.
That's what it says. I don't know how accurate.
I have a hard time believing that Gone with the Wind sold as many tickets as Titanic. I have a hard time believing that there was enough cinemas in the United States or even the world to get that kind of thing. Because by the time Titanic came out and like everything was pretty modern and like we had like 2 movie theaters in Ashtabula. I think there's probably even less movie theaters in America now than there was when Titanic fucking came out.
And here's the thing, I think like with all movies back then, it's kind of like a weird situation because a lot of movie theaters back then was you didn't buy a ticket to go see a movie. You had no television at home, so you would just buy a ticket like to the theater and you could come and go as you please, like you're sitting there for hours and hours. You don't really know what's going to play. Like, you know what I mean? Like back then.
Yeah, they would play serials and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. The numbers get a little bit messy back then. So I don't really know how you can account for that. And nor do I know how much a movie ticket back then cost in terms of how much it costs today. Because today, like $10 today, like we don't know how much a movie ticket was worth back then. Because I mean, it was much more of a luxury, you know, like fucking moving pictures for the first time and stuff. So could have been a shit ton of money for all we know. I mean,
yeah, only Abraham Lincoln could afford it, even though he was long dead.
Yeah, long dead.
All right. So, Spider-Man: Far From Home. Did you see the trailer, the new trailer?
I scrolled by it on Facebook a few times. I have not watched the full thing.
All right. So the big takeaway is Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio.
We knew that already.
Okay. I didn't. I'm just going off of trailers.
Oh, yeah. That was in the last... I mean, they released a bunch of, like, still images from it, like, 6 months ago or something.
Well, it looks cool.
Yeah.
His outfit looks good.
Yeah.
That's about all I have.
From what I've heard, he's supposed to be a good guy? For some reason?
It's looking like that. I mean, it's him and Spider-Man shaking hands on the trailer, but I think that there's a plot twist.
Yeah, they're going to turn... He's going to turn at the end or something. I don't know.
Heel.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm sure we'll get more trailers for that, and I'm sure I won't see it when it comes out. But
neither. So,
which kind of sucks because I've watched every other goddamn Spider-Man movie until they put him in the MCU.
Did you see the last one? Or no,
I didn't see Homecoming. And I mean, buddy, the last MCU movie I watched was literally the first Avengers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm way behind. That's why even if I wanted to see Endgame, like, I have seriously, like, probably over 100 hours of content to fucking catch up on.
Yeah.
Because all the movies have to at least be 2.5 hours long.
Right. Pretty much.
All right.
So, yeah.
What do you want to talk about next?
Well, we got 3 more trailers to discuss. And we were just talking comic books. So, I'm trying to think.
So you're trying to think of
I can't even remember of all the trailers we've watched. Oh, okay. So you want to talk about... I mean, video games and fucking comic books, they kind of go like hand in hand, you know?
Oh my god.
No. I got a better transition than that, brother.
Your segues are on point today.
Avengers Endgame wasn't only a crossover of all the characters we know and love, but there is another film coming out this month that is bringing in a bunch of characters from various different movies, a very well-established franchise, putting them all together in one movie. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, is the end game of Godzilla for the moment until King Kong shows up next year.
can you really call King of the Monsters a crossover, though?
I mean, Mothra started in her own movies. Rodan was in his own movie.
Yeah, Rodan was in his own movie, but did he appear in Godzilla first?
I don't know. Mothra for sure started in her own.
Are you positive?
100% Mothra was in a movie before Godzilla.
Oh.
Look that shit up.
I'm looking it up.
Look up the year Mothra came out and look up the year Godzilla vs. Mothra came out.
Let's see here. It's Kaiju the first. Okay, you're right. Most often as a recurring character in the Godzilla franchise, though.
Yes. And then Mothra actually broke free of the Godzilla formula and had those Mothra spin-offs in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if broke free is the right term because Godzilla still fucking fought Mothra in the Heisei series. Mothra shows up in Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. Or is it? God, I fucking hate Mechagodzilla titles so much. Mechagodzilla versus Godzilla, or whatever.
What are you asking?
Mothra's in Godzilla, the '90s Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, right?
I believe so.
I think Rodan and Mothra are both in that. Let's see here. Okay, and Rodan first appeared in Rodan.
Oh, okay.
But can we really? We can't call it a crossover.
The Godzilla cinematic universe.
Movies. It was a crossover 50 fucking years ago. All right.
I mean, it's still the Godzilla cinematic universe.
At this point, these are Godzilla characters.
I mean, Kong's about to cross over.
I will still consider that a crossover because they've only crossed over once, a couple times. Once in movies.
Almost twice. About to be twice. But yeah.
All right. Godzilla final trailer. What do you think? What do you think of this thing?
I don't know. I know I'm sick of the trend where you show a bunch of action sequences with fucking calm ass music and it was over the rainbow on a piano the whole time. That's a cliche. But other than that, I'm fucking stoked for the movie. Ghidorah looks fucking sick. I don't know. It's gonna be fucking rad.
Yeah, I think it looks there's a lot of human stuff in the trailer, which scares me because of the last Godzilla movie. My biggest nitpick about it was get these fucking people off the screen.
Yeah.
And show me the fucking monsters, please.
But this one's got enough monsters in it, you would think that they would give the time for it. Otherwise, why even have them?
It still seems like, goddamn it, I think there's still a pretty good chance that they're not breaking Godzilla out to the last half hour of the fucking movie. There's all this talk of the trailer, we have to release Godzilla. He's our only hope. And then there's still just that one fucking shot of him coming out of the ocean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But even if we don't get Godzilla until the end, I think we're at least going to get monsters consistently throughout it, hopefully.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, we know for sure the monsters are attacking before we see Godzilla, because the whole thing is, do we release them or do we not release them?
Yeah, it's that. Well, the whole thing is that, all right, so in this trailer, you find out that King Ghidorah is out. King Ghidorah is fucking out. He's talking shit. And so the other monsters are awakening, reacting to him because he's an alpha.
Right. He's the alpha.
They say an alpha.
He says an alpha? Okay.
Yeah, an alpha. He's not the alpha, as we will come to find out by the end of this movie. When Godzilla fucking skull fucks this guy.
It really kills all the suspense when we know Godzilla is fucking coming back for another movie after this, though.
It kills all the suspense that Godzilla's in the movie, basically, and the title of the movie is Godzilla. So that's not a fair assessment because we know what happens when Godzilla and King Ghidorah get together. King Ghidorah gets a couple good shots in, and then Godzilla beats his ass.
Yeah.
And sometimes Godzilla even beats King Ghidorah's ass with his own ass. Like fucking
Yeah.
what's the one in the 90s one where he keeps picking him up by the tails and slamming him back down on the ground?
It's just Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, right?
Yeah.
That's the only one that he's in out of the 90s series.
That's an interesting one where they're going back in time.
Yeah, with
Shit.
the Godzillasaurus and the fucking
Yeah.
the Dorads.
And the funny Steven Spielberg references.
Yeah.
What does he say?
Like they're on the ship. It's like a Navy unit or whatever, and then you see the time machine go by, and then he's like, "Oh, I hope you tell your son about this, Major Spielberg."
Yeah.
As if that's like where he got the idea for fucking Close Encounters.
So fucking stupid. God damn it. Oh man. So that but yeah, Godzilla's gonna beat King Ghidorah's ass. And that's the whole thing of the trailer is Vera, like I think they asked Vera Farmiga. Basically, they're like, well, is there any monster that can stand up to him? And then yeah, duh, fucking Godzilla. Like, and like the only thing that I don't like about this trailer is
the screaming and no speech. So you're getting
is Millie just fucking screaming at everything. Like she has no lines in the trailer. She's just random shots of her screaming and crying, basically. No, the only thing I don't like about this trailer, but is also like maybe a double-edged sword, is that there's just some really cringy like jokes like in the trailer. Like where the guys I hope it doesn't play out like this in the movie, for one. But like Godzilla comes out of the water and then it cuts back to like the military base or whatever. They're watching it all happen. The guy's like, "My God." And then it cuts to the other guy and he's like, "Zilla." And I was like, "Oh God." Oh no. There's some cringy lines where it's like, "It's Godzilla's planet. We just live on it." And I'm just like, oh my Lord, you couldn't think of anything better to say. Now, why I say this is a double-edged sword, though, is because aside from a few examples here and there, Godzilla has a long history of being kind of goofy. And so if this is any indication that the movie will have more fun factor and more like kind of popcorn entertainment value than the last movie did, then I'm all on board for it.
The trailer, aside from like the corny jokes and but the trailers leading up to this one, it was like portraying itself as like even darker than
It was incredibly dark. It was like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Almost.
So I don't know. I hope they have fun with it because I don't want to be like down in the dumps with some fucking like Jake Snyder fucking bullshit.
Well, you got fucking at least 4 monsters, all button heads here.
I swear in the trailer they said something like, "Oh, there's like 10 of them or something." But
maybe. I mean, there's a mountain that turns into a monster, and so I mean, I don't think that's Rodan. It's definitely not Mothra. We see where Mothra.
It might be like
Anguirus
or Baragon or something.
Yeah, something like that, which will be cool. I'd love to see Anguirus. I want to see him and Godzilla swimming across the ocean and talking to each other again.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll just give us subtitles this time. They'll roll at each other, and because they're not going to just speak full on English like that time they did in. I
think it's versus the sea monster.
Yeah, sea monster.
And the one it sounds like a fucking record scratch.
Hey, Godzilla! So hopefully we get one of those scenes. Godzilla and Anguirus cruising through the ocean, and they're roaring at each other, and we get some subtitles like, "Oh, Ghidorah's over this." Like Anguirus is like, "Ghidorah, I can feel Ghidorah over this way." Godzilla says, "I'm gonna fucking chomp his ass," or something stupid. I want to get subtitles of this new Godzilla because I feel like he talks a lot of shit.
I would hope.
There's some crazy shots in this trailer of like Godzilla and Ghidorah kind of, when they collide and Ghidorah's fucking biting him on the neck and shit, and it just looks really violent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm all right. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as excited about this as I was for 2014, where like the excitement was just like at a fever pitch for me.
Yeah.
But I think that was an unfair advantage because it was the first Godzilla movie.
Right. Now we kind of know what to expect.
Now it's back, and I think that this is definitely has to be better than 2014.
I would hope so, because at the time I think we both really liked the 2014 one, but kind of like looking back at it, like it needed some work.
Yeah, it was flawed. I'm really like over the whole, like kind of the thing that with Godzilla movies is like, fucking 90% of the movie is all these people, and you get like 10% Godzilla. No one has ever liked that.
No one.
Why is one of my favorite Godzilla movies is Godzilla Final Wars? Why? Because that
it's all
movie
fighting.
is all fighting, and even when the people are on it, they're fucking fighting. They're like having kung fu fights with space aliens.
Yeah.
This is the kind of Godzilla that I love, or the original, which is obviously my favorite. But even in that movie, Godzilla's all over, like he's in that movie quite a bit. If we're talking Gojira, he's in it quite a bit, and the whole movie revolves around his attack on Tokyo, pretty much. Like he's fucking shit up, like for the majority of the movie.
Yeah.
Even if it's cutting back to the human characters, and in that movie, at least the human characters are.
And the deal with the thing with that one in the original Godzilla, you really get the sense that like there's a lot of fear involved, and then in the other ones, whenever you see the humans, it's like goofy. Like even if they're scared, it's like corny as hell. The first one's like dead fucking serious.
The first Godzilla movie is, I consider it without a doubt a horror movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one's definitely not going to be a horror movie. That was one of the things that was one thing I was kind of disappointed about in 2014 was that we were bringing Godzilla back and he was just such a goody fucking two shoes, pretty much.
He's the savior of the planet.
He was like chaotic good. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I was kind of hoping that like we'd bring him back, and it was kind of like not so much that he was bad, but that he was just kind of fucking shit up. You know what I mean?
Whereas, like shit Godzilla.
Yeah, except without him being frozen in the middle of the city for 90% of the movie.
The concept, he's just like a force of nature. He's not good or evil. He's just fucking shit up because that's his instinct.
That's the way they played it up. That's the way the fucking director played it up in interviews, is like Godzilla is a force of nature, basically. And like this movie's about nature and, how it will fuck you up, basically, if you don't respect it. If you don't respect nature. Well, yeah, Godzilla flooded a city when he came out of the ocean, but other than that, he never really went out of his way to like destroy buildings or anything.
No.
Basically, his mission from the second that he popped up was to
fight the Mu Tower or whatever the fuck.
Fight Muto. So, whatever. Hoping it's better than that one. Not that I hate 2014, just that I wanted more Godzilla and more monster fights and more destruction.
Yeah, because that one did the whole thing where like yanks on your chain a little, where like they're about to fight, and then it fucking cuts away, and it's like an hour later.
It was so fucking pointless. Like, why? Why? You just did this. Refer back to our review. We have a whole episode reviewing that movie, and I probably rant and rave about that scene for like the entire episode.
We don't have a review about that movie. We have our separate reviews. We don't have a podcast about it. But
are you sure?
Yeah,
I swear to God, I was bitching at you about that scene.
Well, maybe we brought it up on a podcast before, but like when that movie came out, that was like 2 years before we even started doing the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Well, then check out my individual review and Buddy's individual review of the movie, because I'm sure I fucking tear into that scene.
Because I wasn't living in Beulah at that point. I was still in Kent.
Whatever.
But
next trailer. Unless you have more to say about King of Monsters.
No, I got nothing else to say. That's about it.
Are you excited for Mothra? I know you like Mothra more than I do.
I don't particularly care for Mothra. I mean, Mothra's fine. I want to see what these other ones.
My sister's boyfriend is like, dude, I'm so fucking stoked for Mothra. And I was like, dude, I've always hated Mothra. I've seriously always fucking hated Mothra. When I was a little kid, I could not stand Mothra because Mothra was the only monster that would go over on Godzilla pretty much every time.
Yeah.
Mothra goes over. Not in this movie. Mothra's not going over this time. I hope Ghidorah fucking kills Mothra. As much as I want to see Godzilla kill Mothra, I know he's not going to.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm excited. I'm just excited to see what other monsters we're getting, if we really are getting other ones. Like if they're gonna throw in Baragon or fucking King Caesar or just whatever crazy, whatever crazy ass shit.
I hope to God. Okay, listen. I rolled my eyes in the trailer when the humans were like, "No, this time we're joining the fight." Okay, fuck you. You joined the fight in 2014. You were shooting missiles like fucking crazy, and you couldn't do shit. All right, so fuck you. There's never been a Godzilla movie where the humans weren't involved in the fight in some way. So I roll my eyes because like this time
unless they pull out Jet Jaguar.
That's what I was about to say. If one of the monsters in the movie is them busting out Jet Jaguar, then I don't want to see. I don't want to see what the humans bring to the table.
Yeah.
I hope that fucking Millie Bobby Brown fucking pilots Jet Jaguar in this movie and screams and just keeps cutting to her screaming at monitors inside of Jet Jaguar.
Yeah. Very cool. So Godzilla King of the Monsters is basically sort of like a remake of Destroy All Monsters. It's a big rumble.
Except with probably significantly less monsters.
Probably significantly less monsters. But we got a trailer for another remake today. And they're not even hiding the fact that it's a remake, because remake is in the title. Final Fantasy VII Remake. We got our first in-depth look at this upcoming game. And looks pretty good. But
it looks good. I'm still salty about the battle system thing. I just wanted a shot-for-shot remake with fucking updated graphics. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
But I guess that was asking too much. But, I mean, I'm still going to play it. I'm still excited. And it looks good. They got to do something about that fucking title. There's no way we can roll this fucking game out on shelves and it's literally says Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, duh. We fucking know. The second that I see the title Final Fantasy VII and then the PS4 in a PS4 case, okay, I know. Yeah, it's a fucking remake.
Look, I don't even think you need a subtitle on it. I mean, everyone just kind of knows. But I don't know. I don't even know if calling it remake would be worse than calling it fucking Reloaded or like some bullshit, you know? Like I
would rather have it like fucking like something like that, like Revision or some shit like that.
Revision's fine. That's better than remake.
But yeah, the remake that's just lazy. That's like everyone knows, like, everyone's going to call it remake, but, like, you don't have to put it on the fucking title of the game.
Yeah.
But, Resident Evil 2 remake just came out this year, and it was not called Resident Evil 2 Remake. It was just called Resident Evil 2.
Right.
And everyone got it. It sold great.
There was no confusion. No
Everyone
one thought,
called
oh,
it
I'm buying an
Resident
old
Evil
game.
2 Remake.
Yeah. When they fucking remade the Zeldas, they just called it, like, Ocarina of Time, like, 3D, right? And stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Majora's Mask 3D. I don't know what this Link to the Past no, Link's Awakening, right?
They'll probably just call it Link's Awakening 3D again.
Is it? It's coming out for Switch though, right?
Oh, is it really? I thought it was for PS.
I'm pretty sure it's a Switch game.
Well, they might just call it Link's Awakening. I hope they don't call it Link's Awakening Remake. But
all right. So, I mean, not really much to say. It's Final Fantasy VII. We know what's going on.
The graphics are what we've expected. I mean, we've seen Cloud and updated graphics a billion fucking times already, so we know what we're getting.
Yeah, it looks good. Can't wait to play it. Hopefully, don't fuck this up. Square Enix, don't fuck this up, man. Like, for real. This should be a fucking layup. All right, like,
yeah, this should be an easy bucket here.
You know, like, and it was a layup, and you've already kind of like, you know,
fucked it up a little bit.
You already kind of tried to add a little fancy move to your layup here that could jeopardize the shot at the end of the day by changing your battle system and everything. So just, you know, like, yeah, just don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
Don't fuck this up.
You know what's something they could fuck up pretty easily? It Chapter 2. That fucking I don't know about that, brother. I don't know.
You didn't like it?
Fucking Pennywise is the fucking old ass lady's dad? No.
No, the old ass lady is Pennywise.
Oh, was that what they meant?
She literally fucking is Pennywise. She's like doing crazy shit. Like, he's not literally her dad.
Oh.
This dude's been doing crazy shit for, like, forever, man.
For millenniums, that's what I thought it was. And then when all that happened...
No, he hasn't been going around fucking people and raising kids. He's been eating kids. And you know that he can manipulate pretty much the entire environment. You know what I mean? Like, and do all that shit. So, it's just like in the first movie, or at least... Yeah, like in the first movie when we're doing a slideshow... And then a girl basically turns into Pennywise. Or in the original, the TV movie from the 90s, when, you know, it was literally pictures of him in the phone book.
Yeah.
Not phone book, but pictures of him in the
photo
album and stuff that came to life. So, I mean, like, there's pictures of him on the wall there. But, I mean, the lady... It's clear from the beginning of the trailer that that's him. You know, at least to me. As soon as that bitch answered the door, I was like, yep, there he is. And maybe that's why I was laughing the whole trailer.
At first I thought it was...
kind of like reacting to like any of the suspenseful things that was happening. By the time the lady was fucking butt naked scurrying across the door, Yeah,
I knew that part. But I thought at the beginning it was like, she was under his influence, because like that's the whole thing. Like the adults in Derry are like supposed to be like all like fucked up, like at least from the original one, you know.
Yeah. Well, no, because I mean she got the big long skinny legs and did the.
Well, yeah, later on. Yeah, well,
it was him.
Yeah.
There's a couple funny scenes in this trailer. I know this trailer. Is going to creep out the general audience, but I think that any sort of hardened horror fan can see the comedy basically all over this fucking trailer. The long pause in their conversation, and the lady doesn't move a fucking muscle for literally like 30 seconds, and I was just laughing
Yeah.
the whole time. They're just sitting there staring at each other. Of course, the naked part that I mentioned earlier, and she's like dancing, like as she's like walking across the thing.
Yeah.
So there's goofy things, and then of course my dog Bill Hader making his way into the cast, and it's probably been long announced.
Yeah, that was announced a long fucking time ago. He's fucking what's his fuck? The Stranger Things kid is him. He's the adult version of whatever, is it Finn or whatever?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so far it looks okay.
Yeah, I mean,
it's all right. I think that pretty much everybody on the planet, I think even with the book, kind of universally agrees that the adult portion of the story is the inferior of the two.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. There's still gonna be, because it's still gonna have the kids in it, right? Like I think it's like even the second part of the book, there's still stuff when they were a kid.
Like flashbacks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, even in this trailer there was flashbacks of what's her face. She was having flashbacks to when she was a kid.
Yeah.
And they all see their reflection as kids in the one part too. Yeah. They're all like looking in the window, and their reflection is showing as themselves as kids. Yep. These two movies were shot back to back, right?
I'm not sure, because from last I heard, they were seeing how well the first one did before they greenlit the second one. But I could be wrong. That's what we said on the podcast when it came out. We were like, oh yeah, if this one does good enough, then the second one gets greenlit or whatever. But I don't know.
I feel like
they had to have known it was a hit.
I mean, it's it. Like, even that last awful TV movie, everyone loves it. You know what I mean? So, like...
Yeah.
Like, you just put out the creepy clown thing, and, you know, like, boom. People are going to come see it. I mean, how much money did Curse of La Llorona make?
I don't know, but I heard that was fucking piss.
Well, I mean, I fucking... Did you see the trailer? I mean, come on. Like, some of the most regurgitated, cliched bullshit I've ever fucking seen just thrown into a trailer. It's the Curse of La Llorona. I literally watched the trailer. I looked at my friend because I saw it in theaters, and I was like, wow, I seriously feel like I just saw the trailer for literally every fucking ghost movie that's come out in the past 20 years.
What did it play before? Was that before The Orphan or whatever the fuck you saw? Or was it something else?
Oh, I don't fucking remember. Probably. You know what's another movie that everybody's really hyped on right now that, like, I'm not at all, and I think it looks like dog shit? Is that Brightburn movie.
I've never even heard of that.
It's like the superhero horror movie. The concept is basically what if Superman was evil? So this fucking kid, you know, crash lands on Earth. Basically, this couple finds him and they raise him as their own, just like Superman, and he has powers, just like Superman. And the twist,
if Goku never hit his head,
yeah, the twist basically is that, you know, once he gets to a certain age, now he's using his powers to fucking kill people, and he's got his cute little cape on and everything to show that it's a superhero horror movie and everything. Is
it still a kid that's doing it? Is it like
he's like elementary school age?
Gotcha.
So I'm not impressed with it, but everyone thinks that it's this big, unique concept. No. You know what I mean? I guess maybe sort of is, but it still doesn't look good to me.
Yeah.
The killer child thing has been done to death. By the way, like I just said, I just saw the fucking Orphan. or whatever.
Did you see Pet Sematary?
No, but I heard that it was okay.
It was
I
fine.
wanted to go see it, but I nobody would go with me, and I just kept hearing that it was okay and inferior to the first one, the original.
I mean, like, to be fair, like, Pet Sematary isn't really that grand of a story. Like, it's like a simple fucking story. So I don't really know what people expected from it, but, like, I enjoyed it. Like, I didn't think it was anything groundbreaking.
Nobody hated on it.
Yeah.
For one, like, let's just get that out of the way. Nobody hated on it. Just that it was just underwhelming, and that the original was better.
The twist got me. The twist got me. I did not expect what happened in that movie to happen.
Well, I don't know the twist, so unless it happened in the first movie. Have you seen the original Pet Sematary?
Yes. Well, something that happens in the original Pet Sematary, the same thing happens here, but it is different. And I was expecting the same thing that happened in the original when it was not true.
Well, it's the older daughter now that gets killed, right? It's
Right.
not the little boy.
Yeah, I didn't know that going in. So the entire
Well, I've seen it in the trailer, so I knew that already.
Oh, I didn't watch any of the trailers. So literally the first half of the movie, I was like, all right, when's this fucking kid gonna get killed? And then it was the girl, and I was like, okay. And I was like, this is interesting. This is new. So
to me, it makes it more believable that, that little girl could do more damage than like the fucking toddler could in the fucking original Pet Sematary. And I'm assuming that they definitely play on the fact that the toddler is still alive, with perhaps the daughter going after him or using him in some sort of way, because she could definitely overpower a toddler. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. These are all just assumptions that I'm making, but yeah, I knew about all that. I'll probably see it eventually.
yeah, I mean, it's fine.
I kind of honestly, I like the original. Like, I don't want to say a lot, but I definitely do like it.
The cat in it was good. It was a real cat the whole time. There was a bird the cat killed that was definitely not real. And it looked real bad. But besides that, like all the animal
you're
stuff
talking
was
about the
good.
new one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I do know that the cat in the new one looks like it could do way more damage than the cat in the original one. The cat in the original was just like a normal house cat. And this one, they got like a fucking like Norwegian forest cat, like Maine Coon thing, a fucking big one. Like, it was like definitely a cat that I would not want to fuck with if it was pissed off.
Yeah.
So I think I definitely heard that the cat was like the highlight of the whole movie.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the whole movie was good. Like, beginning to end, I thought it was good. But I mean, it's a simple story. Like, it's not like fucking Shakespeare. Like, I don't know what everyone was expecting to get out of it. I haven't seen the original in maybe 10 years. So maybe if I rewatched that, I'd be like, oh, I guess this new one isn't so great. But from what I remember from the original, I mean, they're similar in quality, so.
Well, the original has some like really cool practical effects in it that made it stand out to me. The ending of the original is like one of the best gore scenes that like no one ever talks about. I would say probably like one of the most underrated like gore in like out there, when his wife comes back at the end and like they embrace, like, because I think when she walks into the shot, it's just the back. You don't really see like how fucked up she is. And then he embraces her, and then it comes back like
it turns around. Yeah.
And it shows like her face is just completely fucked, and like you can see her skull, and like her skin is just completely fucked off, and then like you see like some blood or whatever just like totally just start running down her face and everything, and I think her eye is moving and shit. Like, it's just like a really good effect. Like, whoever did the makeup for it like did a top-notch job. And I was just like, God damn, like, because I watched it with Me-chan, I want to say like a year ago.
Uh-huh.
And like, I didn't remember that. The only time I had seen it before that was the edited version on AMC.
Oh,
And
okay,
so
like
I'm
the
watching the
TV
uncut
version.
Blu-ray,
Yeah.
I'm seeing some of the gore scenes in it, and then finally that final shot, I was like, God damn! I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that was great. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So, so that really elevated that movie for me, and I don't know, like I don't know why anyone would expect like a big grand thing. I think that you can make an incredible movie on a small scale, like Pet Cemetery, where it's a simple story, but you can make an incredible movie out of it. I mean, look at Misery.
Yeah.
This is like fucking. That's more simple than Pet Cemetery. It's
Yeah.
just like a guy fucking, injured and he's locked in a room.
Yeah, but with that, it's more of like the characters are more important with that. Like, I would say that's a bigger story due to the overwhelming nature of our characters. In this one, the characters are just kind of there. Like, it's just like,
Well, here's the thing: is that all reflects on the script and the performance. If you can't fucking write a script to bring out these characters and make them that's the thing. If you're telling a very simple story, like you said, you have to have really dynamic characters to make the story interesting. If this doesn't do that,
but Pet Cemetery never had that. Not in the book.
in the
Not
book it does. Like, have
does.
you
Well,
read the book?
I've never
I
read the book,
haven't. I haven't either, but this
but
is
I'm
according to
assuming.
Midnight Miles, who read the book in anticipation for the new movie, who says that the father character in the book is very deep and very complex. It takes you into his head and a lot of the things that he's thinking and just all sorts of shit. There's scenes in the book where it's like actually the spirits from the cemetery are actually manipulating him. I don't know if that's in the movie or not.
Well, neither of those complex situations occurred in either film version. So
No.
I had just
No.
assumed that it was a simple family. But like with Misery, it's fucking the whole thing's about those two. There's no outside sources bringing you in. Like that. The draw of that one is the characters. The draw of Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, it's
is
definitely
the Pet
character
Cemetery.
driven, but I'm saying that you could make
Yeah, you could
make Pet Cemetery more character driven
Yeah, you could.
than it has been.
Right.
And according to Midnight Miles, the book is more character driven.
Gotcha.
And I mean, I believe that because, it's a book.
Yeah.
You get more time to flesh out the damn characters. But I mean, a good screenwriter should be able to write, and a good actor should be able to portray, that. That's, to me, what would raise it above, the original. Is if people came out of theater impressed with that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying when you say, what do people expect from such a simple story? Great characters. You know what I mean? To draw interest into the story.
Yeah, you don't get that here.
Yeah, so.
But as I look at our timer here, we're over the hour mark, and we haven't even gotten to the piece de resistance of our episode today. Something you've been anticipating for quite a while.
Oh yeah!
I
was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
That's your boy.
But buddy, we've been running this a little long, so when we talk about this topic, I think we gotta go fast.
We gotta go fast.
The Sonic trailer dropped, and ooh boy, it was a doozy. It was a doozy, buddy Cadella. People are furious, and Paramount has even come out. They're gonna redo this whole fucking movie.
I saw it today again on the big screen. Ooh. And it was interesting. What I'm looking forward to the most is 20 years from now, people who weren't even alive when this movie came out are discovering this trailer of Sonic that doesn't even look like the Sonic in the original movie and be like, what the fuck is this?
in the final product.
Right.
I've thought about that too. That'll be like an interesting thing to dig up on the internet like 20 or 30 years from now. It'll be like a funny little trivia about that movie, which, let's face it, all right, people are acting like, I tweeted this, and we'll get into the design here in a minute, but people are acting like the design is what's killing this movie.
And me and you have the same opinion about this. The design sucks, but the movie around it is also going to suck because this writing is fucking piss.
The trailer is one of the cringiest trailers I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's so bad. And people are like, oh, there's memes about Jim Carrey carrying the entire production now.
No! It looks so fucking... He looks terrible!
He looks bad. Listen, it's just a trailer, and Jim Carrey's very talented, so I could see him having a lot of good moments in the final product of the movie, and maybe actually carrying the entire thing. But based on the trailer alone,
we're not getting that here.
He has no good moments in the trailer. I don't see why anyone's impressed with what he does in the trailer. None of it's funny. You know, like, if the shit that they were saying was actually funny, I could give it a pass. But it's not. I didn't laugh a single time in the fucking trailer. It's all just cringy. Like, it was all really bad.
Yeah.
The writing is atrocious.
Yeah. And, I don't know, just the whole vibe of it, this is something, like, if this was 20 years ago, if this was 1999, this is kind of probably what the Sonic movie would have looked like. With Jim Carrey in it, and a really shitty fucking CG Sonic. But we're in 2019, and this is what we're getting. And it's just like, kind of like, how did they not learn from all the video game movies that have come out previously to this? And especially with Detective Pikachu that came out today. Today's Thursday. I saw it today. You can make competent video game movies. And I just don't... Yeah, well, I don't want to give anything away because you'll see it and we'll talk about it. But you can see my Letterboxd score of it at some point. So
I saw that it has 69 on Rotten Tomatoes. So
yeah,
or it's high 60s. It's certified fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the minority here. In that I don't think that. All right, the design is bad. Okay, like, it's not a good Sonic design. I don't think it's as bad as everyone's saying it is. I could totally live with this design
if the movie around it was good.
If the writing was good. I could totally live with the design if the movie was good. If you dropped a trailer, and I know people still would freak out and be like, "Oh my god, it's fucking awful." Even if the writing in the trailer was good and everything was good, they would still be like, just based on that design, they'd be freaking out. So I mean, they're overlooking the big glaring flaw of the movie here in favor of something that I thought was like probably the most minor flaw of the whole trailer.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you can watch a movie that has shitty effects or a shitty design and it could still be a good movie, you know? Like, I don't think Sonic's design kills the movie. I think the movie kills the movie. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like one part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could dress up a turd all you want to. It's still a turd. Stink.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, like, that's what Paramount's doing right now. They announced a tweet. Well, they tweeted, and they made an announcement that they are going to redo the design. So, they've already spent millions on this movie, and now they're going to spend more, like even more millions, to go back and redo the design on this whole fucking thing.
Yep.
And all of it could have been avoided if they just would have fucking did the design right the first time.
Yeah.
It sucks, and it sucks for whoever, like, the head honcho behind the design, because I can't imagine I can't imagine he still has a job on the movie.
I don't know, but you'd have to imagine this isn't one man's decision or woman. Like we don't know who created it, but it's not one person's decision. Like this is getting approved by various different artists, producers, fucking the director. Like this wasn't like one person had a bad idea. This is a ton of fucking people that had a bad idea. You know
Who
what
is
I mean?
the chief character designer?
Yeah, I don't know.
But you're right, because you know what? The chief character designer
Had to get it approved.
he could still have submitted like multiple designs, and then the one that the boardroom fucking picked was this
Was the
one.
shitty one? Yeah.
So you never know. The memes that have come out of this have just been incredibly good. That should be the lasting legacy of this movie. Even after it comes out, I'm sure we'll get even more memes when it comes out. But the memes have just been great so far. I love the ones with like the even shittier Sonic designs
Yeah.
that have been popping up.
I saw one today. Like I wasn't like expecting to see a Sonic meme, but I had just opened my phone before we started recording, and it was Sonic like on that building with the missiles, and the picture was the normal, and it said "fixed it," and then the next one was just them like with a Sonic popsicle half melted over the screen.
Oh man, Sonic. What have they done to you, man? And I'm not even talking about Paramount Pictures, man. What has Sega done to you, Sonic?
Over the years, yeah.
And the fandom. Oh my god, the Sonic fans are some of the worst on the planet.
Yeah.
Sonic has one of the worst fan bases of all time. I'm just gonna go out there and say it. Some of these fan arts and like things that get out or whatever has just made Sonic a meme. Sonic is literally just has been a meme for over a decade now. Like well before this movie came out, Sonic memes were like popping up frequently. It's just super funny. They're just super funny. Oh god, the one that's like the crayon drawing, like the animated GIF, where it's just like his legs like spinning in like a circle, back and forth with the lines. Oh, it's so funny. There's just so many good Sonic memes out there, and more coming. So God bless you, Paramount Pictures, for hooking us up with this terrible trailer and giving us more Sonic memes. I love it.
Do you think we'll see Knuckles in this movie?
Maybe in a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
For a sequel.
For a sequel that may not happen.
Yeah, for a sequel that may never be made. I think that Paramount Pictures is learning their lesson. Yeah. This is not a property they probably should have touched. And I mean, I want to know who was asking for this. I mean, it's got to be the Sonic fandom, right? Who's out there demanding a live action Sonic movie?
I don't know. I don't know if there was much demand for it, but I don't know.
I would be totally down for them to put out like a whole ass like CG animated Sonic movie.
Yeah.
Like I would go see that in theaters if you did like a high end like fucking have like fucking like DreamWorks. I mean, I know they wouldn't do it, but like DreamWorks fucking do a Sonic movie.
Right.
You know? Like that would be.
I wish they would have at least gotten the actual voice of Sonic to play Sonic in this movie. Instead, they just got like some random guy to do it, which is I don't know.
By the way, there's something that I don't know, but all right. So in the '90s, when Sonic was cool, right, and there was the animated series and everything, Sonic was all like dude and awesome and totally and stuff like that.
Yeah,
is Sonic still like that?
I don't know what
Sonic
I don't
Adventure and shit.
Sonic Adventure, like he's still like he doesn't say like dude and shit, but like he's still like fucking grinding on shit and he's like edgy and whatnot. But after Sonic Adventure 2, I don't really know what happened because that's when they started getting real fucking bad. So I never played any of those ones. But yeah.
Well, Sonic Mania came out and that game was supposedly great.
I didn't play it, but I heard it was great. Yeah.
Sonic Mania and Sonic 4 is supposedly good.
Yeah, I don't know. Couldn't tell
How
you.
hard is it to make a good Sonic game?
Apparently,
Apparently, it's the hardest fucking thing on the planet.
well, it's because they're always doing stupid shit. Like they want Sonic to be a werewolf, and then he's fucking having snowboarding races and shit, and
I
like,
don't fucking care, buddy. They always got Mario doing stupid shit. Mario is nonstop doing stupid shit. Ends up in great games somehow.
but Mario's thing was
Mario
always,
Sunshine. You put a fucking water gun on him on his back and he's spraying water at people.
but you're
That
still,
sounds stupid as fuck.
but the essence of what Mario is still there. You're still platforming through levels. Sonic, the further and more you get, he's not even fucking fast anymore. He's just walking around like a normal guy. You're not going through levels. You're on like these weird fucking adventures, and they're trying to do too much.
I'll
with
say
it.
this in not being fast defense, all right? In Sonic 1, by the time you get to like zone 3 or 4 or whatever, speed kills. Slow down and watch what you're fucking doing. You got to be careful in that game.
Yeah. But it's not like they're making Mario like a fucking first-person shooter or something. They're still keeping the essence of what a Mario game is supposed to be. I guess.
Just make a good Sonic game. Is it really that hard? And I mean, people really love Sonic Adventure. Like, why couldn't you just fucking play off of that?
Well, Sonic Adventure 2 is like one of my favorite games ever. But like, that was the last good one. For whatever reason.
Until Sonic Mania and Sonic 4.
I heard like Sonic Colors was supposed to be decent. I don't know. We'd have to get a Sonic expert on the line.
I don't want to torture myself by playing all this shit and then coming on the podcast and talking about it. I'm sure there's an Angry Video Game Nerd episode where he plays a lot of bad Sonic games.
I don't know. There might be. I'm not sure.
I know that like Sonic stuff for like Sega Saturn was like bad.
Yep, that was the first game I ever played was Sonic 3D Blast on Sega Saturn. It was fucking piss.
I actually don't mind 3D Blast.
Have you played it on Saturn though?
No, I played it. I played it on Genesis.
The controls are so bad. On Saturn, at least.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sonic the movie. Me and Buddy will definitely be going to see that in theaters, no matter how bad the Sonic design.
Oh, 100. I gotta see it. I gotta see it.
Out of loyalty to my childhood self, who, listen, people are spoiled these days, okay? Because fucking 7-year-old me would see that Sonic design and be fucking stoked.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even fucking joking. 7-year-old, stupid ass 7-year-old me would not have been like, that's not Sonic. I would have been like, holy fucking shit, this looks awesome.
Yeah.
Just like I was for Godzilla 97.
Who is this movie targeted for? Because I'm getting the feeling since Jim Carrey's in it, it's targeted towards us, like our age, you know?
It doesn't seem like that based on the trailer. It seems like it's targeted to fucking, like...
Then why would you go out of your way to get Jim Carrey?
It seems like it's targeted towards fucking white 4-year-olds and their fucking 35-year-old parents.
I'll tell you this: when I saw Pokemon today, there was not one child in that theater, not a single one.
That's crazy because Pokemon's still popular in younger demographics too.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I went to a 4:00 show and they weren't home from school yet or whatever. But everyone there was my age, if not older. So
there were a couple of kids when I saw Broly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a couple.
Huh.
Were there with their parents. But yeah. So, anyways, I think that's it. That's all we have.
Yeah, I guess that's all we have for
I guess
this.
let's just do a general poll. Which of these movies are people most excited about?
All right,
We got It Chapter 2, we got Godzilla. Oh, by the way, It Chapter 2 coming out in September is
makes no sense.
that's dog shit. That sucks. It Chapter 2, Godzilla, Sonic, Spider-Man Homecoming. Or not or Far From
Far
Home.
From Home. Yeah.
I have a feeling that if we throw Spider-Man in there, that's going to run away with it.
Yeah, you would assume.
All right.
But I don't know.
Which one are you most excited about, buddy?
It's between Sonic and fucking Godzilla.
Wow. It Chapter 2 getting the shaft.
For completely different reasons between Godzilla and Sonic on why I'm excited to see them. But yeah, It Chapter 2 is getting the shaft for now.
Yeah, I'm going Godzilla King of Monsters, but if I had to choose which of these movies is most likely to be the best,
probably It Chapter
I'd go with It Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Which sucks. I hope Godzilla blows me away. I hope King of Monsters fucking blows me away in a way that no Godzilla movie has since Final Wars.
We'll see. We got a couple weeks to figure it out. But yeah, that is about it for this week. I think we'll put that poll up on Twitter. Vote for us. We'll vote for the movie you want. Let us know down in the comments what movies you are looking forward to that we did not mention in this video.
Avengers 4.
That was Avengers 4, brother.
Well, you're right. Avengers 5.
Yeah.
Bring back Iron Man. Oops.
Dude, before he dies, he fucking holds up his fist and he says, "I am Iron Man," and dies. I shit you not.
On that note, we got to get the fuck out of here.
I'm Buddy the Bruiser. Leave us a comment down below. We are two nerds. This has been a podcast, the long-awaited return. I'm signing out. We will see you hopefully next week.
Yeah, maybe not. You never know with us. That's part of the excitement.
That's part of the anticipation. But you got to go see Pokemon, and then we got to give our in-depth thoughts about that.
In-depth analysis.
Yeah. I'm Buddy the Bruiser. We'll see you soon.
Dynamite Jared.